So it's getting cozy. Now
We are getting cozy now. We got the fireplace and the Christmas stockings, so we're
Fireside Chat edition.
Yeah, exactly.
The giant TV.
Yeah, the out of place television.
That's a perfect spot for it.
It is the only spot. So
I do not have a TV, which is weird. We do all our TV watching on the computer.
Computers, yeah.
And every time I go to buy a TV, I'm like, well, I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, I thought there was talk of that recently, wasn't there? Or did we talk about how the fact you're not going to go to Black Friday shopping for a TV? Because
I should, but
you should.
Yeah, not going to go do it. We did go. Oh, actually, we did go out on Friday when I was telling you that we got new phones.
Yes,
we got the upgrade.
On Friday?
Yeah, I just realized that's why it was stupid at the mall. We went to the Natick Mall.
Yeah, which is the worst.
Traffic to get into
it's nuts. Yeah,
parking garage.
Yeah.
And then we ended up using some of the city skills where everyone's kind of just waiting in line, and I was like, I see another entrance. I know no one's like going that way. I was like, just go around the cones and then go in that way. It was like an hour wait. We didn't wait an hour.
Suburban moms don't like that though.
No.
Play by the rules out here.
But also, if you have a problem with me, find me in the mall. Sit in that traffic.
Yeah, that's it. Black Friday, yeah. Well, good for you. Although it sounds like you didn't really know it was Black Friday. You just wanted your phone that day.
I think, that too. But, but also in my head, I feel like the days leading up to Black Friday are Black Friday. Like by the time noontime on Friday comes around, everything's done.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're right.
A lot of companies are like, hey, we're opening for Black Friday on September 10th.
Yeah, that's right. No, it keeps getting earlier and earlier. But yeah, that's a valid point. That if you're not going to Walmart on Thursday, Thanksgiving at 6 p.m., then you're kind of late. Anyways,
kind of
everything's gone. But
they did have a good deal on phones.
Nice.
We do record this on an iPhone because we're building the studio. Okay?
Yeah, yes.
One piece of
make sure everyone comments on the clear picture, the clear phone.
So
validate it.
Yeah. But it almost doesn't fit in the tripod, so we're probably gonna have to get a new tripod. That's the next break in the ice purchase. But yeah, we're coming fresh off of our first guest, Rick Middleton.
Yeah.
His number's getting retired tonight.
It's pretty awesome. We certainly set the bar fairly high with the guests. Nifty's the best. I've been able to get to know him the last few years, just doing alumni and a couple trips with him, and then the Learn to Play as well. He's involved in that. So, he's a great guy, and it'll be a pretty cool night tonight, I'm sure, at the Garden. Yeah,
and it's kind of weird that, like, I think I'm not sure when he retired, but I'm assuming I wasn't born yet when he retired. I think he retired, like, late 80s, right?
Yeah.
I should know this.
Would have been late 80s.
And he also kind of played in, like, a time where it's not really, for the Bruins anyway, it's not talked about that much, where it was, like, right at the end of Bobby Orr, right before, like, the Cam Neely team.
Yeah.
Like, they had good teams. They, like you said, he only missed the playoffs once in his career.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, I knew him as a person before I really knew what kind of player he was and who he was as a Bruin. So now it's, like, weird to see in stores and on the news and stuff that it's like all Rick Middleton. I'm like, how do you guys know him?
Yeah.
I'm like, I forget. Like, oh yeah, captain of the Bruins.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, he's kind of that it is a soft period, and especially and for someone my age too. It's you hear the stories of the old guys, and then when you got here, obviously I watched a lot of late 80s, early 90s, more early 90s that I remember of Bruins hockey, and obviously that missed Nifty a little bit too. So never, still don't probably really fully understand how great of a player he was. The highlights don't obviously do it too much justice of what you get from back then.
Yeah.
But you talk to the older guys and you see just as much, you see all the older guys and how much respect they have for him. I mean, it's the same as like when Taz or Terry O'Reilly shows up to an alumni game or Ray shows up. You can tell the respect that they get from the other guys that played with them or against them at that time. So that's kind of a good gauge for me, and I see the same with Nifty.
Yeah, it's kind of the same in like the comedy world where like our friend Lenny, where like I know him and got to know him before I realized like who he was. I mean, obviously I knew he was a big deal in comedy.
Yeah.
But then when I started doing stand up and I really got into the business and like people I looked up to that are like national names, and I'd be talking to them about stuff and they'd be like, well, I mean, like just being able to open for Lenny back in the day, or like how much they looked up to Lenny or the local guys here that never like had to leave Boston, that it's like you can see like Joe Rogan or like those big name Bill Burr, how when Lenny walks into the room, they're kind of like, all right.
Yeah. That's cool. It's really cool.
So looks like you're finally in the Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit came Friday. Yeah, the kiddo. Usually, you know, we've tried to, and not really maliciously, more just out of being not lazy, but just trying to like prolong the Christmas, because once it's up, it's all in. So we've tried to keep December 1 as the number, but this year there was no holding back. And then now the fact that Thanksgiving was so early this year, like we're getting like, okay, how many more days till December? You know, we've already had 7 of those. So then we're going to have another 25 days of how many days till Christmas. So we prolonged it a little bit this year, but there was no stopping the locomotive of 3 children wanting Christmas decorations up.
And Thanksgiving was super early this year.
It was.
Like normally it's like
now.
Yeah. Like the 28th, 29th.
Yeah. And I like that. That's a better, you know, it's a little closer to Christmas, but it feels now, like we talked about, like Black Friday and everything else. It's like once Thanksgiving here, it's Christmas, really.
Yeah.
You know? So
Thanksgiving's like the Memorial
First
Day
day
of the unofficial
exactly.
first day.
It's officially first day Christmas.
yeah. But you got quite the tree.
We have a tree, yeah.
What footage is that?
I think that's it's either 11 or 12. So obviously we have high roofs here, and we had that at our previous house, and our house in between those 2 houses was small, so we had to put that in storage for a few years. And then when we looked at this place, my first thought was we get the Christmas tree back out. You know, like I've got something that I can use, and you know, my wife calls it cheap. I call it something else. So that's the best part of this house, is that I got to get the Christmas tree back out.
Yeah, we have high ceilings too at my house, but I'm not used to that because like growing up, it was always like 7 or 8 foot ceilings or something.
Yeah.
And now that we have like the room to get a tall tree, we bought like a 6 foot tree, and I was thinking like, oh, this is going to be big, and I'm like looking at the top of it at eye level. I'm like, I forgot I'm over 6 feet.
Yeah, that's right. 6 feet used to be tall a long time ago.
So the kid Christmas me comes out, and I'm like, oh, 6 feet, this is going to be awesome. I'm like, we could have went bigger.
That's right. The Griswold family Christmas tree.
Yeah, still haven't watched that. I'll get on.
Oh, man.
I'll get on.
You'll love that part too then. You'll really appreciate the Christmas tree then.
Yeah.
In the movie. But yeah, that's the same with that. Like, obviously we had, you know, growing up normal size ceilings, and just had, you know, always had a real tree. Yeah. Now this with the fake one, it doesn't smell as good in the house, but the cleanup's a lot easier.
You don't have to vacuum every day.
Yeah, exactly. And
mix that weird concoction.
And it doesn't have to, like, it'll end up sitting in the backyard till like July. You know? There's nowhere to burn it here. You know, you can't just like light it on fire.
Yeah, but it does look real.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
It kind of gave me anxiety when I walked in and I saw it. I was like, oh no. Did you have to hold that yourself while is it straight?
Yeah.
Is
Can
it
you
straight?
imagine?
But it still looks like it would be tough to
It's heavy.
do on your own.
Oh yeah. No, my dad was here this week. My parents were here this weekend, so dad. It was much easier this year than it was last year putting it together, because you get halfway up and you got to connect the lights, and it's again, that's why I kind of push these things back.
Are there not lights already on it?
The lights are already on it, but you have to like connect at each station.
Oh, because it's like a puzzle piece.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a little tedious.
Yeah, that was always the one fight a year my parents would have, would be the putting up of the Christmas tree.
Okay.
And if it was straight, and I was like,
it's got to be straight.
I'm like, what are they talking about? Like,
The
it's
best
up.
part is it's straight for like 10 minutes, and then a kid bumps into it or something like that. It's not straight
There's
anymore.
one screw that's not on.
Yeah,
Just
it's not
slowly.
as tight. That's right. Every morning your dad comes down. It's not straight again.
Yeah. And then there's always one ornament that's from the grandparents that probably gets broken. And
Yeah. That's that. The opening of the ornaments is my wife is closely watching.
yeah,
Where they go and how they're used, and because they'll just end up all over the house. The kids get so excited they'll grab one and go and show someone, and then it disappears. So
yeah, I was never good at that. That was always my mom yelling at me when I was putting. Obviously, when you're a kid, you put them all down low.
oh yeah,
that's all where you
like
can reach.
one little quadrant.
Yeah, but I'm still like that with our 6-foot tree. I like stepped back and they were all in one spot, and I was like, "Man, I do suck at this."
Yeah.